Hey everybody, this is Chris and welcome back to another video on my channel. Thanks for stopping by. And in this video, I want to talk about 30 British slang words which I think you should know if you are coming to the UK or if you're interested in UK culture. Obviously, there's a lot more than this, but these are some of the big and most important ones. And remember that slang is sometimes difficult to use. You've got to know something about the culture. You can't just use these words any way you want, right? You've got to know what kind of situation you should use them in. So I'm going to give you some example sentences as well. All right, let's get straight into it. Number one is the loo. What is the loo? People who come to the UK for the first time find this one very strange. A loo means a toilet, but we use this all the time. For example, can I go to the loo? Could I use your loo? So Americans might say restroom or bathroom, something like that. In the UK, we can understand these, but we don't normally use them. We would often say the toilet or the loo. I'm desperate for the loo. This means I really need to go to the toilet. So if you ever come to the UK, use this. You might find it strange, but people will think you're just like a local. You start calling the toilet the loo, all right? Number two is fit. This one is a little bit old-fashioned now. Not everybody is using this now, but it's kind of a classic slang word in the UK. It's used to describe an attractive woman at the beginning, but now also men as well. So you could say that girl is so fit. I think I'm going to try and get her number. I'm not saying you should go and get people's numbers who you don't know. That's up to you. But this is just an example of how to use the word fit, okay? You can say fit guys, fit girls, she's fit, so on. You'll hear this in movies from the UK as well that have a lot of slang in. Number three, dodgy. So what does dodgy mean? Well, dodgy can be used to describe either a person or a thing. If it's a person, it's somebody who you think is a bit of a dishonest character, somebody you might not want to deal with or spend time with. You could say, that man looks a bit dodgy. A dodgy person who sells you a car and then the car breaks down the next day. This would be a dodgy person. We can also say something that doesn't work well is dodgy. So you could say, my phone is a bit dodgy, my phone is not working properly. That would be a dodgy phone. That bike is a bit dodgy would mean you might ride it and it might fall apart or something. So this is dodgy. The next one is proper. So in the literal meaning of the word, this means something that you do properly, right? Something you do right or correctly. But in the slang in a lot of parts of the UK, this is used as a modifier. It's used something like very or really. So if you want to say really good, you could say proper good. That's proper good. This is also used quite a lot in the north of England. There are some differences in slang in different parts of the country. Not all words are used by all people in all places, but generally people can understand. In the example here, that's proper good steak. So that means the steak is really good. It's very good. You could say proper good, proper cool, and so on. Okay, so this is proper. This one is used quite a lot. Next one is knackered. So knackered is a very British phrase that means extremely tired or exhausted. You're so tired you don't want to do anything. You're just lying there. You don't have any energy. You're knackered. You're absolutely knackered. Or we could say, I'm completely knackered. For example, I can't come out today. I'm absolutely knackered. Have you ever felt like that? This one is a good one to use. Number 6, quid. This one is so common. Probably if you've come to the UK, you know this one already. It's the word for pounds, the unit of currency in the UK. But one thing to be aware of is that we don't say quids normally. If you're talking about money, we would say 20 quid, 30 quid, 10 quid. We wouldn't say quids. So that's a mistake that a lot of learners make. For example, I haven't got any money on me. Could you lend me 20 quid? 20 quid means 20 pounds. Okay, if you go into a shop and you're asking for something, they might say that's 30 quid. Or if somebody is asking you about what something costs, they would often use quid in the UK. But this is not really in many of the textbooks, which is surprising because it's used so much. Next one is snog or pull. Okay, so this means to kiss somebody. Mwah, like that. Okay, so this means you kissed somebody, let's say at a party or anywhere. For example, I snogged a girl at the party last night. I'm not saying you should go around snogging people or pulling people. So this, it doesn't mean pull, doesn't mean you're like grabbing them and pulling them towards you. This means kiss. So pulled a girl, pulled a guy. Boys can use it, girls can use it, anybody can use it. You might have seen this one in films from the UK as well. Number 8, shag. All right, this one is a funny one, but it means to make love to somebody. Let's put it like that. You know what I'm talking about. This is a little bit more than pulling them. It's a little bit more than snogging them. You're shagging them. I personally don't like this word very much. I think it sounds a bit crude, and this word could actually be a bit rude if you use it with the wrong person. You wouldn't say it to your mother. You wouldn't say it to somebody you don't know well. This is just used between close friends, okay? It could be a bit crude otherwise. Have you shagged him yet? Yeah, it doesn't sound really polite. But, of course, it's a piece of slang. So what do you expect, right? The next one, this one is not rude. This one you can use with a teacher or any kind of friend, somebody you don't know well. Gutted. This means that you're very disappointed about something. Maybe because something didn't happen, you didn't get the result that you wanted. For example, getting a mark on an exam or a new job. I was gutted that I didn't get the job. This means you're really upset, really disappointed. Gutted. So gutted literally means somebody's taken out the insides of your body. But it sounds very strong, but it's just used in a slangy way. This one's perfectly fine to use. Cheeky. This one is used a lot by young people in the UK. And originally it meant something like very naughty, like a cheeky person, a cheeky boy or a cheeky girl. This is talking about somebody who's very naughty, somebody who likes to make jokes. But it can also be used now as a slang word, meaning something light-hearted. For example, in this sentence, do you fancy a cheeky pint? Do you fancy a cheeky pint? So here, a pint means a pint of beer. It means going for a drink. A cheeky drink, we could also say. Okay, the next one is mate. Or if you don't pronounce the T at the end, it'd be something like mate. This is used all the time in the UK in everyday conversation, especially between close friends. It's a bit like man in the US or something like that, but it literally means friend. It's a bit like buddy, but it's also added to a lot of sentences. For example, if a British person wants to say hello to a friend, they might say, "You all right, mate?" Are you all right? So we would say, "You all right? You all right? You all right?" It's just like you're blending all of the words together. It means, how are you doing? How's it going? Are you all right? And then we just add mate to the end. But sometimes it can be used in a sarcastic or confrontational way. So it'd be like, are you looking at me, mate? Are you looking at me? Actually, the person is not really your friend, but you're wanting to address them. So you say mate. If you come to the UK and people add mate to the end of a sentence all the time, don't be surprised. You'll hear this a lot. Next one is banter. Banter means that you're joking around, you're saying things in a joking way or teasing way, and just like good friends might do. So, for example, don't take it the wrong way. It was just a bit of banter. A bit of banter means just joking around. And we can also use this as a verb. We can say, he was bantering, they were bantering. Okay. Next one is blimey. So this is just used normally on its own. It's not used in a longer sentence. So we could just say blimey. This means something you're surprised about. It's like an exclamation. Like blimey, that's a lot of money. So literally, this comes from the longer phrase, God blind me, which sounds really serious, like blinding your eyes. but it's just a way of expressing that you're surprised about something. We were doing a video about the Harry Potter films recently, and Ron actually said blimey in the film. So this is one that's actually used in Cockney slang as well, and a lot in London and the south of the UK. The next one is pissed. And this has a little bit of a different meaning to the meaning in the US. So in the US, you could say somebody's pissed or they're pissed off. And that means that you're angry with somebody. You're pissed off with somebody because they've done something that annoyed you. But in the UK, as well as having this meaning, pissed can also mean drunk. You've drunk a lot of alcohol. So we can say get pissed. Let's get pissed means let's get drunk. Let's drink a lot of alcohol. Did you get pissed last night means did you drink a lot of alcohol last night? And we also have there's a lot of words that mean getting drunk in the UK. I wonder why. But words like trollied or plastered, these also mean get drunk. Okay, so there you go. You got some 2-3 extra words with this one. The next one is skint. Skint means that you have no money, not a penny left, or virtually no money. For example, I can't afford it, mate. I'm skint at the moment. This means got no money. Sorry. Next one is bird. Another one which I personally don't like very much because after all, a bird is an animal. So this is a slang term for a woman. Often it's used in certain parts of the UK. It's used quite a lot in the north of England as well. For example, I heard Carl's got a new bird. Somebody's got a new bird means they've got a new girlfriend or a new girl that they're seeing or they're dating, maybe. So this could be a little impolite if you use it with certain people, but it is used quite a lot. Next one is fancy. So this can be used in different ways. You might know that I fancy you means I like you, I'm interested in you. But it can also mean would like. You would like to do something. For example, do you fancy a cuppa? Or do you fancy a drink? So here, cuppa means a cup of something, a cup of tea. So do you fancy a cuppa? It doesn't mean do you like drinking tea. It means would you like a cup of tea? Would you like a cup of tea? Do you fancy a cuppa? What do you fancy doing today? Do you fancy a drink? And so on. The next one is cheers. Now, you probably know that when you're drinking with friends, you can say cheers and you drink together. But in the UK, this can also mean thank you. I don't know if you've heard this before. It's also quite confusing to American visitors to the UK, but you'll hear this all the time. People will just say cheers or cheers, mate. Can you hold the door for me? Cheers, mate. So this doesn't mean that you're drinking. You haven't got a drink in your hand. You just want to say thank you. Thank you for doing something. You can just say cheers. The next one is up for. So up for means that you are interested in doing something. You're keen to do something. So we could say up for a drink. I'm up for a drink means I want to go for a drink. I would like to go for a drink. Up for a chat means I'm interested in having a chat. I would like to have a chat with you. For example, are you up for going to the pub tonight? We would probably pronounce this up for. We wouldn't say up for. We would say up for doing something. So after that, the verb ends in ing. Up for going, for example. Okay, the next one is take the piss or taking the piss. This means making fun of somebody or mocking somebody, making jokes about somebody. So this could be in a playful way, just with friends, or it could be quite unpleasant. So, for example, stop taking the piss out of me. This means stop joking about me, stop making fun of me, basically. But this could also be used in a different way. We could say, are you taking the piss? This means, are you joking? Do you really mean that? Do you really want to say that? Are you taking the piss? Okay, so this could be used in a sarcastic way as well. Next one is a bloke. This one's quite easy. It just means a man, maybe a little older, just a guy. In the UK, we could say a bloke. Who's that bloke over there? You could also say somebody is a top bloke, which means a good man and maybe somebody you'd like to spend time with. I don't know. The next one, lad. So this has two different meanings. It can either just mean a young man. For example, I often go to the pub with the lads. The lads means the young people, your friends. But sometimes lad can also mean a young guy who likes to party, you know? Maybe he likes to drink a lot. He likes to get with different women and generally have a good time, maybe a little bit irresponsible. So that's what lad can also mean. We could say Paul is a bit of a lad. A bit of a lad means maybe he likes to party. Maybe he's got a different girlfriend every week. I don't know. That could be another meaning of lad. Next one is bloody. So this doesn't really mean that a lot of blood is coming out of something. It's often used in slang in the UK to emphasize something that you want to say. You might have heard bloody hell. This is like a kind of way of swearing, but it's not really strong. You wouldn't use it with somebody you don't know or your teacher, but it's a moderate way to swear. But bloody can also be used to say very or extremely. For example, that's bloody brilliant. Means that's really good. Brilliant means really great, right? Or it's bloody freezing today. Bloody freezing means not just freezing, but extremely, very freezing. It's really freezing cold. Next one is, we got two in one here, all right? Fiver and a tenner. So a fiver means £5, or specifically a £5 note. So a banknote. And a tenner means a £10 note. For example, could you lend me a fiver? Means could you lend me £5? But a £5 note. I had a tenner this morning, but I spent it. The next one is slag off. This means to say something rude about somebody or insult somebody. So for example, stop slagging him off. Means stop saying bad things about him. What's he ever done to hurt you? Okay, so this is slag off. It's like a phrasal verb, but it's a very slangy one. The next one I really like. So this is a very British insult. It's not really rude. Like, it's actually quite funny and sounds a bit ridiculous. So sometimes you want to say something that's maybe like an insult, but it's actually kind of a joke. You're joking around. So this is what you could be doing if you're calling somebody a muppet. It's almost like in the TV show, The Muppets, right? Where they have these puppet animals. It's kind of like that. But it just means an ignorant person, an idiot. And you can use it in a funny way. Stop being such a muppet. Okay. This one is really fun. You can use this with friends. Nosh is the next one. Nosh means food. It could also mean a snack, some light food, and it's also quite a funny one. This is why people use slang, right? Because they want to talk about things in a more casual way and kind of be lighthearted, be funny. So you could say, let's go and grab some nosh. It means let's go and get something to eat. Let's go and grab something to eat. Nosh. I really like the way this word sounds as well. Nosh. Do you like that? I like this one. Number 28 is one that my mom uses a lot. Faffing around. This is also very British. It means wasting time doing nothing. Doing not much at all. Just sitting around, hanging around. Hurry up and stop faffing around. You could also say faffing about. I just like the way this word sounds as well. Faff. It's pretty cool. Bonkers. Bonkers, again, a very British word. It means crazy. You're crazy. For example, some people think I'm bonkers, but I'm just free. This is actually a line from a rap song by Dizzy Rascal, who is a London rapper. You might want to check him out as well. He has a lot of slang in his raps as well. So people think I'm bonkers. You're bonkers means you're crazy. And the last one, I left a good one till last. This is bollocks. This is literally means a part of a man's body, all right? You can check the dictionary if you want to know what that means. But the slang meaning is nonsense. Something that you think is not true. Or you can just use this when you disagree with somebody. If somebody says something to you and you think they're talking what you would call in the US bullshit, you could just say bollocks. You wouldn't say it to somebody who you wanted to be polite to. This is not very polite. It's a bit rude. So be careful with this one. For example, you're talking bollocks means you're talking rubbish. Another very British word, rubbish. Like Americans wouldn't say rubbish. That's rubbish. But in the UK, rubbish also means nonsense. You're talking bollocks. He never said that. That's bollocks. It means that's nonsense. That's not true. I disagree with what you said. All right. If you enjoyed this video, please do help me to click the like button and subscribe to my channel as well, because I'm updating a lot of videos now and you'll hear more from me. If you're not just interested in British slang, but you're also interested in the British accent, then you can also click the link in this video, sign up and take my mini course, which will help you to sound more like a British person. If that's something you're interested in doing, if you're interested in the British accent, you can learn it with me. Thank you once again for watching. I hope you learned something new. Leave me your comments. I'll get back to you and I will see you very, very soon.